Imagine you're an 18-year-old freshman and college softball player. You have your whole career ahead of you. You're fired up. It's your first year. You've been waiting and working for this all your life, but then you can't play. And the next thing, the orthopedic specialist is recommending a disc replacement at 18 years of age. So have you ever heard of a young athlete going through back surgery only to end up right back where they started? Well, that's exactly what happened to a patient of mine. She's a college softball player who had a lumbar disc replacement just a few months ago. The surgery went well, her pain was gone, and everything looked really promising until one day in the gym, she was doing leg presses and felt that sharp, familiar pain again. And she knew something wasn't right. She had to stop her workout. She went back to her orthopedic specialist. He took an x-ray. He looked at everything and said, that disc looks good. Everything is good. The anatomy is good. Let's do some facet injections just in case the pain is coming from the joints in the low back. She's gone through 5 of them and not one made a difference. So the next recommendation from her orthopedic surgeon is you might have to give up softball entirely. I don't know if that's an option for this kid. Softball has been her way of life for years. This is her passion, her love. And now even her parents are wondering, maybe we should abide by the orthopedic's recommendations. Maybe if this back isn't any better and it doesn't look like it's going to be from what's going on now, that she just shelves her softball career, comes back home, takes online classes, and gets on with her life. The thought of that is so stressful to her. And quite honestly, I think her parents would be pretty devastated if that really were to occur because they could see the hurt in their kids' eyes. She came into my office and I ran a neurological mapping, and what I found changed everything. And I thought this was probably going to be the case, but I wanted to make sure I did the evaluation first. So we found hot spots. What are hot spots? Those are areas in the muscle, specific muscles, that cannot absorb the electrical current. And when they light up, and this lit her up, she was very focal on the pain response. And she said, oh yeah, that's not the same. And it was between L3 and S1 on both sides of the spine. Exactly where I thought it was going to be, because that's the area of her paraspinal muscles and the multifidus muscle that I talk so much about. And it just happened to be the same area where the surgery occurred. She had the L5 S1 disc replaced. So the deep stabilizers, the multifidus muscles, they weren't firing. They can't absorb the current, which means they can't absorb the loads. And when she was doing the leg press, they were not able to absorb those forces. So those forces went into the disc above where she had the replacement. And it probably also irritated the joints, the facet joints up there as well. So they're supposed to be the spine's shock absorber, the disc. And if they can't handle those loads, they shouldn't have to handle all the loads because the muscle's got to help out. It's a team effort. So when they shut down the multifidus muscle, the spine takes a hit, and that's what's going on with this patient. The vertebrae above the replacement began absorbing forces that were never designed to handle. And so this is not a structural problem anymore. It's a neurological one. So you see, after surgery, no one retrained her nervous system. No one reactivated those stabilizing muscles. And without that connection, pain signals begin to centralize. The brain turns up the volume on pain, and with their stress levels through the roof, her sympathetic nervous system is stuck in overdrive. She's stuck in fight or flight, keeping her body locked in a pain loop. It just keeps going back and forth and gets ramped up. But here's the good news for this patient. It doesn't have to end here. So what I've recommended to her is that we do a neurosports performance evaluation, and that's going to consist of neck care. So we're going to do movement and some what we call sensory motor testing for her neck. We're going to do a kinetosense movement analysis. And we're going to do a brain tap neuro check, which we're going to just see how stressed that she is. So this neurosports performance evaluation is something new. I just started doing it about 3 months, and it's a whole new way of evaluating somebody through the lens of their nervous system. And no, you don't have to be an athlete. I just call it that because really, I believe everybody's an athlete in some way. They're doing athletic movements, whether they're involved in a sport or not. And people just want to move. And that's what she wants to do. She wants to be able to move and move pain free. She wants to be able to do the things that she used to do pain free. So we're going to do that evaluation. And then we're going to start her on active neurological rehabilitation. Now, she's still at school, so I've got to modify things. I'm not going to be able to see her in the office, which is what I've been advocating really since I started this channel. I'm going to let her take back the power and the control to do her own home therapy. And we're going to start off with ARP Neuro Personal Recovery. It's a little unit that delivers 245 pulses per second of direct current to the muscles. Now, don't get caught up in all the 245 pulses per second. I want you to focus on this. This home unit is the neurological muscular stimulation that she is going to need, and she can do it every day in her dorm. How nice is that? She's going to be able to do her rehabilitation every single day. This isn't about masking the pain. It's about re-educating the nervous system. We're going to retrain those deep stabilizers to wake back up, absorb the load, and protect her spine the way they were designed to. I'll be working with her weekly. I'm going to do video check-ins, monitoring her neurological progress, and seeing her in office during the holidays for hands-on sessions. Here's our goal. Very simple. To have her pain-free, strong, and back on that college softball field by January. This is her best opportunity to play softball again. Not because of luck or another injection, because we're addressing the real problem, the neurological dysfunction. So if you've been watching this and you have been through surgery, or somebody that's been through surgery or therapy or injections or spinal decompression and laser therapy, hey, it's time to take a look deeper. Your nervous system controls everything. And when it's not firing right, pain doesn't stop, no matter how many procedures you had. This patient's story is a reminder that recovery isn't about the structure alone. It's about the system that controls it, the nervous system. And that's how we're going to defeat pain for this patient. If you like this, and please subscribe, tell others, give me a like, thumbs up, and I'll talk to you later in another episode.